Hi, I'm Jeff, and I have a tip for you. Well, this is actually going to be a series of tips. I'm going to do a small set of videos on the topic of tokens. So if you actually go to the system menu and go under tokens, you can see that Dundas BI supports several different types of tokens. So we're going to do a video defining what each one of these tokens are with a real example. And it's really worth checking out because if you're not using this stuff, you're really holding yourself back in terms of what the application can do. These things actually provide kind of true intelligence to the dashboard. So I really recommend that you get very familiar with it. So let's take a look at the basic token as a starting point. So if you just take a look at what those are, you can see the all member, the null, the open range boundary. But what does that mean? Let's go to our dashboard really quick. And I'm just going to get some data. Doesn't matter what. So should actually go to edit mode. Let's put revenue on there and let's do it by continent. So if I were to go and add a filter, that's where these tokens exist. So if I go view, you can see that the user can choose, of course, individual continents that they want to see, or I can click on the down arrow to, instead of allowing a specific value to be set, to set one of those tokens. So depending on the parameter type that you're using, there's different tokens that are available. Now, I want to show you this one really quick. What does all mean? The all token is something that a lot of people actually get confused about. All isn't the same as going and selecting all the values. If I select all the values right there, notice how the all is now in brackets, rather than if I go to the token, just like that. Well, the difference is if I've gone and selected all of these, I'm sending that information to the server. I'm requesting those by name. I happen to be selecting all of the ones available, but it's not the same as, like if you think of a SQL query, if I don't do a where clause, that's basically going to give me all. Whereas if I selected every one of these manually, I'm basically saying where Africa, where Asia, where Europe, etc. So that's the difference. The token is actually a replacement for the values in your filter. Another one that's really popular is when you get into dates. So if I actually go and add a date, let's just add it as a slicer here. And again, add a filter for it. You can see that the basic token is used in exchange for the selection. So if I do a start and end date, well, if I select maybe January 1st as my start date, you'll see that the open range boundary token is being used rather than a specific value. I could choose a date, but that token is sort of a substitution. So these basic tokens are basic elements that exist that you can push into your filters. There's a lot more coming on this, and I hope this helps.